You know, folks, our nature to try and see the good in everyone can often make us blind to the evil that emanates from some people. You're going to run into these folks everywhere, at work, in your social circles, even in your own family. These folks are dangerous because they lack something essential, a conscience. They have no problem using, manipulating, and then discarding people like yesterday's trash. If you get in their path, look out. They'll walk all over you without a second thought. They're wired differently, see? They're always looking for an angle, a way to exploit, to control. But here's the good news. Evil people have patterns, telltale signs. In this video, we're going to pull back the curtain and expose these warning signs so you can protect yourself. I'm going to give you the straight talk, no sugarcoating, so you can spot these folks a mile away and avoid getting caught in their web. You deserve to be surrounded by good people, and knowing how to spot the bad ones is the first step. Let me tell you something. These people, they operate without a conscience. They don't feel sorry for anyone they hurt. They see people as pawns in their game. The good ones, the kind, compassionate ones. They're the best pawns because they're easy to manipulate. They see your good heart, your willingness to help, and they use it against you. And the worst part, they don't feel an ounce of guilt. You could be lying in a ditch because of them, and they'd step right over you to get what they want. They're cold, calculating, and they see every weakness you have as an opportunity. They mistake kindness for weakness, and they use it to their advantage. Remember this. Evil thrives on the naivete of good people. Don't let your guard down. These folks, they're masters of deception. They can twist any fact, change their story to fit their agenda. They'll take things out of context, make connections where there are none, all to create their own version of reality. And believe me, it's a reality that benefits them and only them. They're like chameleons, constantly changing their colors to blend in, to manipulate the situation to their advantage. One minute they're telling you one thing, the next they're singing a completely different tune. It's all a game to them, and they're playing to win. Don't fall for it. Don't let them gaslight you into questioning your own sanity. Trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. Evil thrives on control, and one of their favorite tactics is withholding information. They'll keep you in the dark, manipulate you with half-truths, and then blame you for not seeing the big picture. They'll say, "I didn't tell you because I didn't want to burden you, or you wouldn't understand." Don't buy it. They withhold information because knowledge is power, and they need to be the ones holding all the cards. They want you off balance, questioning yourself, doubting your own judgment. They want you dependent on them for the truth, even when they're feeding you lies. Listen to your gut. If you feel like you're being played, like pieces of the puzzle are missing, you're probably right. Don't be afraid to ask questions, to demand clarity, and if they refuse to give it to you, walk away. Chapter 4. Misleading people planting seeds of doubt. These folks are experts at planting seeds of doubt. They'll whisper just the right thing, make a seemingly innocent comment, and before you know it, they've turned people against you. They know how to work a room, how to play the victim, how to make you look like the bad guy. They prey on your insecurities, twisting situations to make you feel vulnerable, attacked, or incompetent. They'll tell you that others are talking about you behind your back, or that your boss is unhappy with your performance, all to undermine your confidence and keep you off balance. Don't give them the satisfaction. Remember who you are, what you stand for. Don't let their poison seep into your soul. Chapter 5. Lying constantly, deception as a way of life. Truth means nothing to these people. They lie as easily as they breathe, and they do it for one simple reason: control. They lie to get what they want, to cover their tracks, to manipulate situations to their advantage. They'll lie even when the truth would serve them better, simply because they can. And when you catch them in a lie, they'll deny, deflect, and twist the story until you're the one apologizing. They'll turn it around on you, question your memory, your sanity, anything to avoid taking responsibility. Remember, liars lie. It's what they do. Don't waste your time trying to understand their motives or find logic in their lies. Just accept that they're incapable of honesty and move on. Chapter 6. Denying reality. Living in a world of their own making. Facts are irrelevant to these folks. They live in a world of their own making, a world where truth is fluid and reality is whatever they say it is. They can't handle the truth because it exposes their lies, their manipulations, their true nature. So they deny, deflect, and distort. They create elaborate fantasies that paint them in a favorable light, even if it means ignoring all evidence to the contrary. They surround themselves with yes-men who reinforce their delusions. Anyone who dares to challenge their version of reality is quickly discarded. Remember, you can't reason with unreasonable people. You can't logic someone out of a position they didn't logic themselves into, so don't waste your breath trying to convince them of the truth. It won't work. Chapter 7. Avoiding responsibility, shifting the blame. Evil people are masters of blame shifting. They never take responsibility for their actions, always finding someone else to pin their mistakes on. They're incapable of accepting fault, of feeling remorse. It's always someone else's fault, always some external factor that led them astray. They'll twist themselves into pretzels to avoid accountability, playing the victim, making excuses and even shedding crocodile tears to garner sympathy. They'll say things like, "You made me do it," or "It wasn't my fault, I was under a lot of pressure." Don't fall for it. Their inability to take responsibility is a clear sign of their character or lack thereof. Remember, owning your mistakes is a sign of strength, not weakness. Chapter 8. Manipulating. Pulling the strings. These folks are puppet masters, pulling the strings, manipulating people and situations to get what they want. They're experts at reading people, finding their weaknesses and exploiting them for their own gain. They'll play on your emotions, your insecurities, your desire to please, all to get you to do their bidding. They might shower you with compliments one minute, then tear you down the next, keeping you off balance and desperate for their approval. They'll guilt you, shame you, or make you feel indebted to them. Remember, you are not a puppet. You have the right to say no, to set boundaries, to walk away from toxic relationships. Don't let them control you. Fair weather friends. There when it benefits them. These folks are only your friend when it's convenient for them, when they have something to gain. They're there for the good times, the parties, the free meals. But the minute you need them, the minute you're struggling, they vanish like a ghost. They're experts at offering empty promises, at making you feel like you're their best friend in the world, all while they're plotting their next move. They're masters of the fake smile, the insincere compliment, the backhanded compliment. Remember, true friends are there for you in the good times and the bad. They offer support, not judgment. They celebrate your victories and offer comfort in your defeats. Don't waste your time on people who only show up when it benefits them. Chapter 10. High inferiority complex and ego, a dangerous combination. These folks are driven by a deep-seated insecurity, a belief that they're not good enough, smart enough, or successful enough. And to compensate for this perceived inadequacy, they build themselves up by tearing others down. They can't stand to see others succeed, to be happy, or to be loved, because it reminds them of their own shortcomings. They'll sabotage your efforts, belittle your accomplishments, and try to make you feel small. They'll take credit for your work, spread rumors about you, and do everything in their power to undermine your confidence. They need to be the smartest person in the room, the most successful, the most admired. Remember, their behavior says more about them than it does about you. Don't let their insecurities dim your light. Chapter 11. Leading double lives, the masks they wear. These people are masters of disguise, always wearing a different mask depending on who they're with and what they want to achieve. They're chameleons, blending in, adapting their personality to fit the situation. You never really know who they are, what they believe, or where they stand. They'll tell you one thing in private and then turn around and say the complete opposite to someone else. They'll present themselves as one person on social media, while in reality, they're leading a completely different life. They're constantly reinventing themselves, creating elaborate backstories and fictional histories to fit the image they want to project. Remember, trust your gut. If something feels off, if their words don't match their actions, if you feel like you're constantly questioning their motives, you're probably right to be suspicious. Chapter 12. Control freaks, pulling the strings of your life. Control is like oxygen to these folks. They need to be in control of everything and everyone around them. They need to feel powerful, to feel like they're calling the shots. And when they sense that control's slipping away, they panic. They'll try to control your relationships, your finances, your career, your every move. They'll make you feel guilty for spending time with other people, for pursuing your own interests, for having thoughts and opinions that differ from their own. They want you isolated, dependent, and completely under their thumb. Remember, you are not their possession. You have the right to make your own choices, to live your own life. Don't let them control you. Break free from their grip and reclaim your power. Outra, protecting yourself from evil. Look, we all know people who might exhibit one or two of these traits from time to time, but I'm talking about a pattern of behavior here. A complete lack of empathy and remorse. When you see all of these red flags waving in the wind, that's when you know you're dealing with someone who is truly evil. Don't try to change them. Don't try to fix them. It won't work. They have to want to change, and frankly, they like who they are. You deserve to be surrounded by people who lift you up, who support you, who make you feel good about yourself. Let go of the toxic people in your life, the ones who drain your energy and poison your soul. You deserve better. Love yourself enough to walk away from anyone who doesn't see your worth. And hey, if you found this helpful, hit that subscribe button for more advice on navigating the ups and downs of life.